Every day in Detroit, Matrix Human Services touches hearts and changes lives with 23 locations and programs designed to educate and empower families, men, women, and children. Our mission? To break the generational cycle of poverty. We are committed to the city, and with never-ending passion, we promise to continue our march working with everyone that walks through our doors, ensuring they have food, clothing, shelter, and education, a job, and hope for tomorrow. By implementing our transition to success model into the lives of our clients, we impact and uplift, developing a real path to independence. Not just a handout, but a strong and reliable hand up. In fact, many of our employees were once clients, and now they're using their personal life experiences to help others.
We're like book covers, and you really don't know a person's life until you open that book and you look at the table of contents, which kind of tells you their story. And for me, my table of contents includes being sexually abused at 9, physically abused, verbal abuse. My mother abused drugs. And so for me, the way I saw life, I didn't see it as pretty as one would think. And so I knew that I didn't want to get in trouble, but I also knew that I didn't like being here. And I stumbled upon an at-risk program, it's the program that I mentioned earlier. And through that program, I began to learn that I do matter and that I do have a voice.
Our march was started back in 1906 by the League of Catholic Women, a group of caring women who saw the need and stepped up to help immigrant families who had been forgotten. 104 years later, we continue to fight poverty, heartbreak, and hopelessness. Over the years, the name, leadership, and address may have changed, but our core mission to fight poverty remains the same. Poverty is a real disease plaguing our community, but one person can make a difference. That one person can be you. You can be the voice of a child who feels so abandoned they simply cannot speak. You can be the lyrics to the song of life for someone who has simply forgotten the words.
I was homeless for a long time, and eventually, a good year. I was like 14 at the time. So I was homeless, and at first I was going friend to friend house for a couple months. Then all my friends was like, you can't be here anymore. So I started sleeping in abandoned houses, and then when I got hungry, so this lady that was homeless said she'll give me $1 if I did some stuff with her. So I started doing it.
I started using drugs as well, alcohol abuse, physical abuse. I was molested by my stepfather and my granddad.
These children and thousands more like them are the future. Because of Matrix programs and our transition to success model, these kids are on their way to realizing what once seemed like impossible dreams, and they are determined to make those dreams come true.
My goals is either to become a plastic surgeon or forensic scientist.
Either going into culinary arts or computer engineering. I'm very good at both, so yeah, I might do both.
Like a nurse or a doctor or something like that. I don't want to stop going to school until I get to the main top, the doctorate. I don't want to stop going to school until I get to that point. And I think that's going to be a long time, but I'm going to get there.
At Matrix, we envision a day when there are no barriers standing in the way of any man, woman, or child in Detroit pursuing their dreams.
What we are doing at Matrix are bringing hardcore outcomes to the service that we deliver. So for example, 75% of our children leave Head Start 75% ahead in proficiency for English, reading, and math. In our youth assistance program, 95% of our kids who came to us essentially we're their last stop before they become juvenile delinquents. 95% of those kids have improved their GPA. 98% of our women in our women's programs have maintained their sobriety. What we are attempting to do is bring measurement and science and best practice to human service. And when you look across the many, many programs, the 23 locations, serving thousands of clients every single week, These changes are changing not only the lives of the clients that we serve, but the generations to come.
The U.S. Census shows that 24 million children lived apart from their biological father in 2009. It's no secret that many children in our community live in split households. Some fathers simply don't know how to communicate with their children. The Matrix Fatherhood Initiative program provides the tools for dads and father figures to make meaningful connections children need to ensure they become productive members of society.
It is. It's important to be a father to me because you're helping to mold tomorrow's future. And I'm not perfect today, although I'm working on myself now, but helping those children and giving them the right tools and putting them in the right path. They'll make our tomorrow, they'll make our future, and I'm counting on them.
Matrix Human Services is on a mission.
What I would say to people, join us on this fight to fight poverty, to make a difference, and to make people know that they do count and that there are people that care.
Sometimes we just need guidance, and I feel like Off the Streets, gave me that push and gave me that support.
Hey, come on aboard. You don't miss the train because there's a lot of things going on. On this train here.
Well, the best way to describe the mission and how we're affecting it is to talk about the client stories. And just prior to coming in here, I met with a woman who came to Matrix after an extended prison sentence. And she came to us homeless, without identification, with no custody of her children, no money, no job, essentially the clothes on her back. Today, as I spoke to her just moments ago, she is in college. She's working on a bachelor's degree. She's a volunteer at Matrix. She's reunited with her children. Of course, she remains clean and out of trouble. And she said to me that Matrix changed her life forever.